Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer. This is A Country Life, and we are getting started here this morning with a high-protein breakfast. So, I mean, lots of us eat bacon and eggs all the time, right? But I've also been incorporating a few other things into my high-protein breakfasts, such as these high-protein waffles. And toasting up these waffles perfectly brings me to the fact that today's video is sponsored by Buydeem. Buydeem offers these beautifully vintage, minimalistic designed toasters. This particular toaster comes in a couple of colors. I have this metallic frosted, I think they call it metallic frost gray. And the handy crumb catcher makes it really easy to clean the crumbs out of the bottom of the toaster. And with 4 settings, bagel, muffin, defrost, and reheat. So no matter what you're making in the toaster, you'll find the right setting to get the job done. And one of the top selling features of this one is that it has a simple push button function. You push one single button and the waffle goes down, and when the time is up, it automatically just slowly lifts and raises it right back out of the toaster for you. And then it heats up according to whatever you set it at. It has a really nice digital display, counts down for you so you can see how much more you have left to go before your toast is going to pop up or your waffle is going to pop up. And then when the time is up, it just automatically raises back up. And with the push button function, there's no springs to wear out. I've been using my 4-slice Buydeem toaster, which doesn't have the push button function, but I do like it because it's 4-slice for our size family. But I've been using that one for well over a year now, and always produces perfectly toasted bread. I am going to offer the toaster that we used to make our waffles today. I am going to offer that in a giveaway, just so you know that it is used. But all you have to do to enter the giveaway, you are just going to, somewhere in your comment to me, you are going to say the word toaster, and then you will be entered. And the winner will be chosen on Thursday, June 6th at 6 p.m. I will then contact that person, and I'll also share it on the community post. And since there's going to be only one winner, I know the rest of you are going to want to check this toaster out. So in the description box below, there will be a link. It'll be the first link in the description box below, and you can check out Buydeem toasters for yourself. Thanks again to Buydeem for sponsoring today's video. Filming today. Tell us what you got going on here, Sparky.
Spicy cheese and burgers.
Oh, they look delicious.
Oh, those pepper jacks.
They look delicious.
They do look very good.
So good morning, everybody. High protein breakfasts don't have to be fancy. And the reason that I like to eat a high protein breakfast, actually only protein and fats, is because I find that I don't get that mid-morning crash where I then want to have muffins and cookies and really basically anything home-baked. So high protein breakfast. This morning it's going to be 2 eggs fried in a little bit of bacon grease there, and then I'm just going to throw in a few pieces of this ham, and I'm going to have some slices of tomato with it as well. Isn't it beautiful? Warren is already out and about, but I know he'll be stopping back in, so I'm actually just getting him, I'm slicing up some tomato here for him too, and I'm going to just keep everything right here because I know, like I said, he'll be coming in, and then I can get some breakfast going for him quick. All right, so we're just going to put the ham. I put a piece of pepper jack cheese on top, Put that right over top of the eggs and the tomatoes. I'm going to just let that cool for a second, and then I'm going to dig into this with coffee with some heavy cream. So I can see Warren outside, and I was thinking he was going to be getting in here a little bit faster. And so since I'm sort of just like, I mean, I'm done with breakfast, but I'm kind of just milling around the kitchen here, thinking like, what should I get started on? I thought I would just melt a little bit of bacon fat here. I have some bacon grease from yesterday morning, and I have a venison roast, pretty big venison roast. There it is. There it is, 2.5 pounds. And I'm just going to, ooh, it's not quite hot yet, is it? Well, I'm heating up my skillet here with some bacon grease on, and I just thought I would brown this on all sides and then get that into the crock pot. My plan originally was I was going to do it in the Instant Pot later today, but I'll just do it now. Like I said, since I'm in here, I was like, I just want to get something done. So that's that. I'm going to put a scoop of Better Than Bouillon in here, along with a little bit of water, and get that mixed together. And then I'm also, over top of the roast, I'm going to season it with some of this butter garlic. I've never done this before. A lot of times when I make roasts, I'll just kind of season it up. Really just whatever sounds good. I'm also going to sprinkle some flour over it so that can kind of cook down and make a gravy as it cooks today. Well, Maria came in and sorted laundry for me. We had a lot of laundry, long weekend, long Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all of our service members and veterans for your service to our country. No laundry was done. We were busy doing other things this weekend, but this morning, I'm gonna drop the basket. Maria sorted up the laundry. We're gonna get this started. It's almost time for lunch already. I can't believe it. So a lot of what was happening this morning was a whole bunch of computer work. So we had to do a few things like just like personal bills, and then also I can't do this and and talk at the same time. And then what else were we doing? Oh, I finished up the description box of a video that's going to be going up later today. That is a full week in the life. And I had a couple of recipes in there that I wanted to share. It was the corn casserole along with the corn salad along with the cauliflower casserole. Both of those were actually really good. And so I wanted to share those. Brothers. I don't know what's going on there. And then Peter has a big camp out. Let me stop spinning in circles. Peter has a great big camp out that he's doing for a scout group that he belongs to. And him and another boy are responsible for putting together campfire programming. So what exactly do you have to do for that?
So we have to come up with a saint and write a story about the saint and come up with a game and a song. And we have to do 6 of them.
6 nights. He's going to be gone from home for 6 nights here shortly. And so he's been working on that. We have a lot to do for all of that. He needs a haircut today, and we need to go through the packing list, make sure that he has everything on the packing list. There's a few items
like that I don't think you'll need. Like
there's things on the packing list you don't think you'll need. I think you will.
It says like a canvas glove for fishing. Like you're not gonna lip a northern.
But maybe the canvas glove could come in handy for other things too,
Okay. But
So
it's just one canvas glove.
Well, I would take a pair of gloves.
Okay.
Okay. So we need to go through that list. We have to dig around in our camping bin because I think that like we have a little mess kit and stuff like that downstairs, I think still. And so we need to do all of that. We have a bunch of library stuff, 2 different libraries we have to get to.
Yeah. We have to sew patches onto my Scout's shirt.
Yes. How many patches do we have to do?
I
So
think
like
4?
4 patches?
4 or 5.
Okay. And on top of that all, there's also a bridal shower that we have to plan for. Not plan for. I'm not in charge. I have to make food. Not cakes or desserts or drinks or anything like that. Just kind of like the meal. That was what I was put in charge of. So we have that coming up. to do. Emily's going to help me with that, and it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So just a lot right now. It's going to be a big week, and it's already Tuesday midday. Nice looking plate, Joe.
Don't judge me.
Nice looking plate. We got some fun here tonight. Joe won a huge firework, so we're gonna go down and light off this one firework. Right, Joe? It's pretty exciting.
Bring me outside of that.
All right, we're getting set up. And if we can ever be quiet, the loons are calling tonight, which is pretty cool. Guys, let's be quiet.
You're gonna light it with Dad.
Nuh-uh, I can't.
Aren't you gonna light it with Dad?
No.
No? Okay.
Let's thumbs
Guys,
down.
let's be really quiet so we can hear the loons.
Oh, do you want to light it?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, go, run. Go.
Go away.
Guys.
There it goes.
Oh.
Whoa.
Ooh. Oh, that's so cool. Ooh, that's a... Ooh. Woo! Awesome! I don't really know what gets into me, but every time we get home from piano, which actually is now a mix of piano and violin, because Maria had asked if she could do violin, and our piano/violin teacher, she is retiring the end of July, and so Maria is going to be taking violin with a new teacher, Joe piano with a new teacher, and our current teacher was like, I really want to be the one to get Maria into the violin and get her started and that kind of thing. So we switched here quickly for the last couple of months here from piano to violin for Maria. Anyway, we're home, and I don't know what gets into me, but every time we get home from that, I just want to sweep. We walked in, I had swept the kitchen before we left this morning, and then when we got in, when we just walked in now, I was like, well, now the porch area, it's just kind of the room between the schoolroom and the rest of the house and the kitchen, that was just completely covered in sand. I'm not really sure where it came from, but anyway, I swept that, and now I'm going to sweep the garage. It's just a week later from my last great big garage cleaning, and the garage still looks pretty good, but it does need to be swept again. All right, I just did a dig through one of our freezers. I found a package of bacon ends I didn't know we had in there. I got out some sausage. This is actually what I was looking for, some breakfast sausage, because I am looking for a few different things for breakfast. It's still going to be eggs and sausage based, but it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to make those little like sausage and egg muffins, but they just have a little green pepper in them, a little bit of onion, and that. It's just going to be something different. I can keep them in the freezer and then pull them out. I've done this at least 3 times before with the same recipe. It's out of the Pioneer Woman. Just a second. It's out of this Pioneer Woman cookbook here. Come and Get It, right? Yeah, Come and Get It cookbook. And it is on page 20. And do I have any notes written in here? No, I don't have any notes written in here. So I guess I make them just exactly as is. They're very good. They're terrific for the freezer, and they warm up excellent in the microwave. Then I also found a ham steak, but this is a fresh ham steak, not an already cured one. So this is gonna have to cook differently. Basically, I guess it's just gonna be cooking like a pork steak, but I thought I would bring this out and get this thawed, because this would make a great breakfast too. I could, fry this up, and then whoever wants it, probably it would just be Joseph, Warren, and I. Well, maybe I don't know, whoever would want some, we just cut a little section off of this and we can have some ham steak with eggs. And then I also brought in a package of our venison hot sticks. They're not spicy. They call them venison Colby Smokies. So I brought in a pack of those just to have in the fridge because they make a great snack. You know, when you're just hungry for something a little bit, these are great. Okay, I also brought in these Southern style chicken bites. I just bought these yesterday. Peter saw a recipe in a cookbook. I had to take it back to the library, but let me see. It is in a cookbook called, oh, it doesn't even show here, but it was a hardcover 2018 Taste of Home favorite recipes or something like, or most requested recipes, something like that. And it is for a recipe called chicken parmesan slider bake. And he saw that and it looks very similar to, I know I printed it black and white there, but it looks very similar to the 4-H food stand ham sandwiches. I've also done that with roast beef and provolone cheese. And so it looks very, very similar to that. So that I'm going to put that together for lunch today. I could have this done by noon if I started in and got everything kind of going. So that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm also going to pop this just in the microwave for a couple of minutes just to kind of soften it a little tiny bit. No, I'm not. I'm just going to cut the wrapper off. I'm going to throw it in with a little bit of water into my pot over there, and we'll get that cooking up. Very light on the crushed red pepper flakes. The recipe actually calls for a teaspoon. That sounds like way too much for this kind of a dish. So just a smidge. It also calls for fresh basil. I don't have that, so I always have to remember we're just going to go with a sprinkling of basil too, not a ton, and a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. This I'm going to set aside and melt later. I just wanted it to be ready to go. These are not the Hawaiian rolls. They're just regular dinner rolls. They're called yeasty enriched rolls. And I put them in the microwave to thaw a little bit. When I first bought them, the milk tipped over in the back of the soup. And so that's why they are all smushed. Okay, this is going to be kind of a trick, isn't it? You're not supposed to pull these apart. I think they're going to already sort of fall apart. Well, at least those two are. I guess it's not too bad. And this little dish works perfect for this. It's going to keep them all nice and tight together. My oven just preheated. I'm going to put the chicken tenders in. Okay, we're going to look at the recipe here. I think I have to cook the onion in with the sausage, so I better get that onion chopped up quick. The pepper actually gets added later. It doesn't get cooked in with the sausage and onion. I cut these green peppers pretty tiny. Alright, let's set that aside. Woo-hoo-hoo, that was close. Alright, I need about 1 cup of cheddar cheese. I have some mild cheddar here. I don't think this is going to yield quite a cup, so I also have some Colby Jack. If I have a lot of cheese to grate at one time, I will pull out my food processor and I'll do that, but this is just a little bit. And the cheese that I have for the chicken Parmesan sliders, is that what those are called? That is already grated. Yesterday we got 3 eggs from our chickens and today 1 egg. So we are getting eggs, just not too many, so I've been having to buy out quite a few eggs. We've been eating so many eggs again lately. I just need some black pepper, a good amount, 1/4 teaspoon, and some salt. It just says a dash. That looks pretty good. And a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. So I'm just going to sprinkle in a little, make sure that says chili powder. Yep. I'm going to just sprinkle in a little bit. That looks good. I'm just peeking outside and I see Maria riding by on her bike, which is a big improvement with her foot. So for all of you that were expressing your concerns and wishing her speedy recovery, praying for her healing, and just sending good thoughts her way, we appreciate that. And she's doing so much better. She's biking. She doesn't have to limp anymore. She's walking regular, still in the shoe, and will be for definitely 2 more weeks. All right, we're gonna get the green pepper added and the cheese, which, where did I put that? So I just get that kind of stirred in there a little bit. I know there's always new viewers, new subscribers. Welcome to all of you. I'm so glad to have you here today. I hope you guys are finding some value in these videos, these week in the life, homemaker life videos. And I do have a couple of cookbooks if anybody is interested in those. Basically all the recipes are here on my channel somewhere. I also have spatulas. They come with little mini spatulas as well, red and pink, and a wooden spoon and a Country Life spatula set. So if you're interested in any of that, you can go to a-countrylife.com/shop. You can find things over there if you're interested at all. Probably I'll be able to find Pioneer Woman's recipe right at her blog, and I'll link it. Otherwise, I'll also link this Come and Get It cookbook if you're interested in that. All right, the meat is done with the onions. I'm just going to take that off the heat here. I'm going to move it over. Ooh, that's kind of hot. And I'm going to let that cool for a little while, and then I will just spoon this into the egg mixture, and we'll get that all poured into, I will spray these muffin pans. We'll get all of that poured into these. It's going to make about 18 of them, I think. Yes, about 18. And those are going to have to go in the oven after the chicken parmesan. So I'm not in a big hurry right now. I think since I am in the kitchen, I'm going to put together some cookie dough, because I think, no, you know what? I think it's just going to be a pan of bars, something really simple, so that I can get to doing some editing later on. All right, so let's make some bars here. No, let's clean up first, and then let's get a pan of bars ready as well. The chicken tenders came out of the oven, so now this is half of the cheese. This is a pizza 4-cheese blend. Half of the cheese is on the bottom, and I'm going to bake this for 3 to 5 minutes until the cheese is melted. I'm also melting the butter in the microwave right now. For the other half of the cheese, I'm going to use half of this bag of mozzarella. And for the marinara sauce, I have some tomato sauce here. It's just a pint. I just think that we're not going to want it quite as saucy as what they recommend, which is 24 ounces. This is 16 ounces. And it's plain tomato sauce, and it calls for marinara. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon. Oh, you guys can't even see that. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of Portesi Italian seasoning blend. And I'm going to put in some onion powder. Good amount. And a lot of sauces have sugar. That's what helps to kind of cut the bite. So let's just get that mixed up. All right, I read the directions again. I was not supposed to put the cheese in here with the butter. I was supposed to sprinkle that over the top. It is what it is at this point. Alrighty, the cheese is melted. Yep. So we're going to put sauce on. I'm going to get that spread out. Like I said, we are not going to want these quite as saucy. This is looking to be just about the right amount right now. Get all the chicken tenders dumped on there, and then we will organize them. Okay, remaining sauce of mozzarella. Let's get that in there. So that's half of this package. Okay, and now we need the tops. Kind of push that down a little bit. And now this is going to be kind of problematic because, like I said, I melted the cheese in here, but we're just going to go with it. We're going to pour this butter over. And this is what seeps in and then makes them kind of crunchy. Okay, and let's just kind of spread that cheese out a little bit if we can. Made sure I got a little bit of cheese on each bun. And there's quite a bit of butter that went down along the edge, so I'm just going to bring some of it up to try to spread it. It's still pretty warm. Now, if I were doing this again, I would have drizzled the butter slowly down the rolls where they're divided. I would run it there so it kind of had a little time to seep in, but I didn't do that. But if you guys make these, now you know. All right, these are going to go into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. All right, we're going to, let's spoon in the sausage and onion mixture here. I'm letting it drain just a little bit. Those fried onions smell so good in here. Such a good addition. Stir that around. So 1/3 cup is what needs to go into the pans here. And I see these are ready. These are going to go into the oven at 350, so a little bit cooler than what I have it set at. And these have to go for, I think, 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 to 22 until they'll have a nice like puffed top. And then when they cool, they will sink a little bit, but you don't want to overcook these because you don't want the eggs to get real tough, especially since they're going to go, these are all going into the freezer. Well, I'll keep some out for tomorrow, probably some in the refrigerator for the next couple of days, but the rest are going to go into the freezer so I can kind of bring them out, you know, have them a couple days a week for however long they last. Chicken Parmesan sliders just came out of the oven here. They got nice and toasty. It smells amazing, wouldn't you say, Peter? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They smell really, really good. Really good. So he's looking forward to this. And actually, even Maria seemed to think when she came by and was wondering what I was making, she's like, yeah, I suppose. So at least she didn't completely say yuck. What do you think? Is Joe going to like this?
He might. I don't know.
Yeah, he might like this.
I think I'm going to like it.
I think you're going to like it too. All right. Well, we're going to do this with some strawberries here for lunch and call it good.
Can I take two?
Of course. Whoa, real close. These look like they're going to have to be served with a fork, I would say. So quick review of the chicken Parmesan sliders. I'd say they're good. My only thing is I wish that I could have just picked it up with my hand and eaten it actually as a sandwich. You really needed a knife and fork. How about you, Peter?
I thought they were good tasting, and the one I had two. The one I had, the bottom was like mushy and you had to eat it with a fork, but the other one, the bottom was actually crispy and I was able to pick it up and eat it.
So that might have been one that was along the edge.
Yeah.
That was a little more crispy. So maybe we just need to bake them a little bit longer so the bottoms get... Maria's got her mouth full. What did you think, Maria?
They're okay. It's not like I want you to make them again.
Okay.
I'd eat them if you made them again, but I like the ham ones better.
Joe, what did you think about the sandwich?
The sandwich is spicy.
You thought it was kind of spicy? You ate the whole thing, though.
It's a pancake breakfast.
It's not from the pancake breakfast. Do you want another one?
No, it said go to the pancake breakfast.
We're not going to a pancake breakfast today. Sorry, bud. Here's how they look when they first come out of the oven. They're pretty puffed up, but they will sink just a little bit as they set up, and that's quite all right. That's what's supposed to happen. So these I will allow to cool, and I'll put them into, like 2 of them, into a little Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. Keep them for whenever I want a breakfast. When I bring them out, I think if I remember right, from frozen, I think I put them in the microwave for like 30 or 45 seconds. And then I might turn them over or something and then put them in for another 30. You know, really it's just until they're hot. All right, we got the new tent delivered today. Our old tent. It was in rough shape.
Yeah.
Even when Peter had his friend over and they camped out, even his friend even came in. He's like, I don't think we should take the tent down and put it away. He's like, I think we should just take that tent down and put it in the dumpster. Yeah. I was like, yeah, we know. It's in really bad shape.
But one cool thing about
this is
one,
nice.
Yeah. So our old one, a lot smaller. The old one said it was a 4-person. And this says it's a 4-person. And the old one was half this size. It was probably here to like here.
Yeah, well, and all the poles didn't work quite right. There's something was wrong. And so even when it was in like fully set up.
Really thick poles.
Oh, that's good. Even when the old one was set up, half of the tent wasn't even stretched out because it was in such bad shape. Anyway, this is the front over here. Yep. Nice.
And one cool thing that this one has, so this fly here, the old one, it had a really skinny pole that's stuck in the sides here that goes through a loop that will pull this up. This one, if you actually look, it has just this really thick pole right here. And it goes over, and there's a little sock right here that it flips in, and it holds it up like that.
Oh, let's unzip it and go check it out.
Big.
Oh, it smells like a brand new tent. How's the bottom? Does it seem pretty tough? Whoops.
No.
Does it seem? No, you know what I mean by tough, like strong.
Yeah.
Seems strong enough. Honestly, well, the bottom actually feels kind of thin.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it feels kind of thin.
It's the same as the other.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
It'd probably be best when we're setting up to put it on a tarp. Usually they say that's a good thing to do, is to put a tent on a tarp. But nice. This has a ton of space. Yeah, I can totally stand up in this. You too?
Yeah.
Next
like
up,
my other one, I'd have to be like this in here.
Yeah, that's true. Next up, haircut. It's going to be time for a haircut, Peter. I'm going to get you and Joe sitting outside, and we are going to buzz it off. Yes, outside.
We're not buzzing it. Don't just buzz it off.
You don't want to just buzz off? Well, we got to do something. It's getting a little shaggy. I'll call you Shaggy Dog. And Peter just found this nest too. Isn't this a neat nest? Definitely a small bird. It's not very big.
Like maybe like a...
But they're definitely collecting, like it looks like dryer lint. Somewhere they got dryer lint, don't you think?
I think it's the fuzz from the bow target.
From the bow target, I bet. I bet they're picking the fuzz off of there.
But I think this is was like a goldfinch or like a chickadee or something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another nest up there too. We don't know. Yeah, I think that's a totally different bird. It looks a lot bigger, doesn't it? Yep. A lot bigger and messier. All right, gradually getting the patio kind of how we want it. We just use the leaf blower again. That's kind of been our trick because we get so many of the catkins and the helicopters and pollen and just all of it. So anyway, but we're getting some flowers out. It's been pretty slow going this year. Got a couple over there. We got one here. We've got one over there. It's been pretty slow. Again, tonight, it's going to freeze pretty hard tonight. I don't like to have too many things until after I know it's done with the freeze, because otherwise moving in and out night after night gets to be kind of a hassle. So, but we're gradually getting there. It's going to be time for haircuts now. Haircuts, haircuts, haircuts.
Yep.
Peter went to jump in the pond because he hates the hair all over him. So now it's Joe's turn. I grabbed him, bringing him out to the front here. We're gonna
Don't
do a little
judge
haircut.
me.
I'm not judging you, except the fact that I think you need a haircut.
Don't judge me.
Haircuts are all done, and I'm putting together a quick marinade. I guess probably I should have done this earlier today, but I didn't. Half a cup of oil, a fourth a cup soy sauce. I have like 3 open things of honey right now. I just need to get some of this used up. So 1, 2, come on, a little bit more. 3. We're gonna do a couple tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Regular vinegar is what I normally use. Oh, did I just splash that on my shirt? But we're gonna give it a try with the red wine. This is gonna be on beef skirt steak, so I think that's gonna be really good. A half a teaspoon of ginger, a half teaspoon of garlic powder. You can do the pepper right on the meat. That works too. This is actually my summer steak kebab marinade. You can do it on kebabs tonight. We're not. We're just gonna do some skirt steak. And also, now I had some meat tenderizer. I don't see that right now. Normally I would sprinkle the meat with a seasoned meat tenderizer. Can't find it, unless it's in here. No, I must not have that anymore. I must be out. I'm gonna mix this up. You really want to just get that honey mixed throughout all of it. After all of that fussing around looking for the meat tenderizer, I decided I'm just going to do some steak seasoning because I don't have the meat tenderizer. I'm going to just throw in some steak seasoning like that. Oh, that smells so good. Skirt steak. What am I getting myself into with this? Is this going to be one big steak, or is this already cut into little pieces? Looks like one big piece. Oh, very cool. Okay, that is going to cook really quick. I'm going to put some onions on the Blackstone also. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so delicious. I just know it. I let the Blackstone get hot for quite a while before putting on the hash browns here. They're still taking a long time. I did put a little oil in here, and then flipped them around to try to coat them so they'd have something to kind of brown up. I then added the onions over here, and now just a couple minutes ago I put the skirt steak on, and I feel like this is going to cook pretty quick. Maybe I should flip it right now. Wow. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Smells really good. That soy sauce in there smells so good. Alright, looks good.
Which piece do you want? Can you eat
Alright,
all
so
that?
tonight it's going to be the skirt steak.
Cut that in half with the sugar?
Yeah. Take care of your blanket and your sheet.
Are you sure that it's not too rare?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Some of it looks pretty rare. And then we're going to have the hash browns. Joe's got the watermelon already. Got the onions.
Hi guys.
All right, Peter talked Maria and me into sleeping in the tent tonight. And it's going to be cold. Warren's going to be up watching frost. It's supposed to get down to, out here in the marsh, it's supposed to get down to, I think, 30 is what Dad said.
30 to 32.
30 to 32? All right,
And then
well,
up here, by the high 10, it's supposed to be around 35. But
okay.
then you and Maria have cots, so that's a 5-degree difference. So that's about 40 degrees for you guys.
That's what it's going to get down to for us.
I'm sleeping on a mat.
Peter's got a little mat. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All I know is it's going to be chilly, so we have extra blankets and all the
if
things.
you
So
need a warmer blanket, I guess.
good night, everybody. Well, good morning. Oh my, Maria just told us that it's 5:04. The birds have been chirping for how long, Peter? Like an hour?
Yeah, about. Yeah.
We just heard Warren driving around, so it must not have gotten quite as cold as what they were predicting. But alright, it wasn't a bad night. What did you think, Peter?
Honestly, I didn't think it was that bad.
You didn't think it was that bad?
No, not really. Wait, what did you think about it?
I thought it was pretty good. I wasn't really cold until like a little bit, and I like really came into my sleeping bag and like wrapped around in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. How come Dad just opened up the shed door?
I don't know.
Go and get a rake.
Right, you can turn it off. Well, we've come down to the garden because we need to do a whole lot of work down here. We get started in the garden actually quite late. There's a number of reasons, but I'm going to scan it. Look at that. It is a disaster. So we're going to get started on doing some stuff here, but I wanted to show you guys the strawberries. I know I'm supposed to trim these first flowers back, but it's just so hard. I don't want to yet. I'm still thinking about it. It's supposed to make a stronger plant, but I mean, I think these have a really great start. And if I put a good layer of straw over them in the fall, they should survive well. I had to stop up to the shop, but do you guys hear all the bumblebees? Oh, here's a good one. Every time I find one, it's just humming. And then over here is the dwarf, I think this is called like a dwarf Chinese lilac or something. It's not so dwarf, it's like, it's really tall and it's just huge. It took off very, very slowly, but now it is just enormous and it smells so good. Not quite as many bumblebees over here though. So we're getting rid of the T-posts and the wires that we were using for the tomato cages. I think we're going to go back to tomato cages this year. I don't think I'm going to have quite as many tomatoes as I have possibly in past years. We'll see. It's been working pretty well. So Peter and I were really working on pulling out the T-posts, and then he's clipping all the wires off. Joe and Maria they took down like a bunch of the old corn stalks and threw those over there in the tractor, and Maria was pulling a bunch of weeds and everything like that too, just some of the really big ones. And that great big blue tarp over there, we're going to roll that out across the whole garden, and then from there, that's going to help to kill weeds. If it's rolled out over a couple of days, it'll help to kill the weeds, and it'll just make it a lot. What? Yeah, but we just didn't want to put Roundup on the. We weren't going to put Roundup out here, so we're going to cover it. Then anyway, then he's going to till everything in. So that's the plan. Thanks, Peter. Yep. Alright, well, we got the tarp down. Lauren's going to come and get all of our garbage and dump that in a little bit.
That is a mess.
Is that dirty in there?
No, that is a mess right here.
It is a mess. You should be vacuuming all these things out for Dad.
Ask him.
You're going to ask him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a mess.
Alright, maybe for Father's Day you could vacuum out his tractors.
No, it's our Father's Day.
Let me see it.
First. Excuse me, sir.
I realized I was doing some things in the kitchen and I wanted to just get out my camera here. So I had some chicken left. I'm also filming a video right now on prepping food for a bridal shower, and I had some chicken that didn't fit into the crock pot. So what I did, because we're doing like a chicken taco for that shower. Anyway, I had some chicken that didn't fit, so I just brought it to a simmer. But this had, I put a little bit of butter in there, as well as a good sprinkling of the Knorr chicken seasoning. Now I have it shredded. I'm going to add in some cranberries here. We have 2 open pouches, which is kind of funny. And we'll add in some pecans. We really like a lot of crunch. I'm going to get out the celery and chopped celery. We're going to put in a little bit of onion powder, salt, and some pepper. I put the celery in and I mixed half Miracle Whip with mayo, and I mixed that in, stirred it all up, tasted it. It tasted great. I'm going to put it in the fridge. I always taste it because sometimes it can be bland if you don't get in enough salt. And so it probably could use a little bit more pepper tomorrow. When I serve it up, I probably will add a little bit more pepper. This will probably be for tomorrow or maybe even Saturday. Supper tonight is going to be one of my freezer meals. This is the hamburger potato pie, and we are having cherries with this. It's just some fresh cherries. Really simple today. There's been just a lot of other things going on around here, and so I was so happy to just go to the freezer, grab one of these. It was in the oven for probably 2, maybe even more than 2 hours, and then it's been sitting out here now for about 20 minutes. That really helps when you have freezer meals. They have a lot of juiciness to them. Kind of helps them to set up before serving them. So this is what we're going to be doing. So like I said, hamburger potato pie. Remember yesterday I made the chicken salad, so now today I'm just serving it on some lettuce here. Sometimes another thing that's really good is to put a slice of tomato on it as well, but I just don't feel like doing that today. So this is how I'm serving up the chicken salad. It's also really, really good on croissants, nice buttery croissants if you have that, or even just toast. Is that a chipmunk that just ran back behind the...
Yeah.
Ooh, it's starting to mist.
A little bit.
Do you feel that?
Yeah.